Pisces Ascendant folks. Okay, this is a video for people with a Western Tropical Pisces Ascendant. So if you are used to looking at your ascendants from a sidereal or a Jyotish or Vedic perspective, then you should check whether this video will apply to you or not, because you could be off by a sign. If what I just said means nothing to you and you know that you're a Pisces Ascendant or consider yourself a Pisces Ascendant, then this video applies to you, especially for someone who lives outside of India and is used to the standard Western astrological designations. I'm going to leave it at that. If, as I said, if a lot of this sounds like astrological gobbledygook, let's move on. Yes, there's a video about the August 11th new moon partial solar eclipse in Leo, but please know and understand that whatever it is that this eclipse was about is only getting stronger and stronger. We had a new moon partial solar eclipse in Leo on August the 11th, and we have a lunar eclipse in Leo on January the 21st of 2019. So, and in fact, the August 11th new moon partial solar eclipse is really going to make its presence felt by October the 11th. And so some people have experienced things around August the 11th. Some people will experience them around October the 11th. I'm not kidding, like a week before, a week after, around that time. And for some people, whatever it is that the August 11th eclipse is bringing is going to become clear by that time. This is the last of a series of eclipses that has been in action since December of 2016. So here are my second set of dates for you. The news is good, and I can't wait to share it, but let me just help you correlate certain dates. Once again, August 11, 2018, new moon partial solar eclipse in Leo will make its energy and presence felt by October the 11th of 2018. Okay? October the 11th is an important marker, either because things could happen around August the 11th, around October the 11th, or during this time frame, things become clear. Corresponding lunar eclipse, the last Leo eclipse for 17 to 19 years, January 21st, 2019. So you have the 6-month odd arc that is currently building. And for that January 21st, 2019 lunar eclipse, November the 21st, 2018 onwards, things will accelerate. Okay? That's one set of dates. You can always just repeat this or come back to it. Number 2, I said it's the last of the Leo eclipses since December 2016. So December the 9th, 2016 to February 9th, 2017 would be one time when you would feel these energies. July the 21st of 2017, especially August the 21st, 2017, till January the 31st of 2018, and now after August the 11th. Okay? The eclipses are falling in a part of your chart that have to do with your health, your diet, your self-care, your routine, your job, your work, your pets, people who are of service to you, people who serve you, ways in which you are of service to others. Example, the medical profession would be considered as something that comes under this part of the chart. It is the busiest, most active part of the chart because it concerns how you live your life in time-space reality. What is your routine? What do you eat? When do you eat it? How do you eat it? How's your health? How do you take care of yourself? Do you exercise? How do you fill your time? What work do you do? It's not necessarily career, vocation, calling. What work do you do? Where do you spend your time? Where do your days go? How much do you sleep? Who serves you? Who are you of service to? Your pets? Everything that you fit into your time and how you do it and how effectively you do it and how effectively you manage yourself through that process comes under this part of the chart. And your health, your diet and self-care, your routine, and your work are active parts of this. So when I see transits here, did someone need to take a certain amount of time off to focus on their health? Would someone become really busy from a work perspective? Did someone change work during the time frames that I mentioned? Did they contemplate actively? The Leo eclipses are areas that we have had to lean into And so these eclipses have actively engaged and asked for our participation as a way for us to move forward and grow. And August the 11th to January the 21st, August 11, 2018 to January 21st, 2019, is our last chance to pay attention to what the universe wants us to focus on in order to wrap up what these eclipses have been bringing. I'm going to tell you the good news in a second. I told you that was good news. Eclipses and the changes that they bring often come from outside, are often felt like they're out of our control. They're not things where we're driving the car, God takes the wheel. So when it comes to our work, when it comes to our health, when it comes to these kinds of crises, when it comes to our body, they're not things that we necessarily are asking for or trying to manage or control. They could be as a result of dis-ease, or our self-care, or our routine, or the way we manage time, space, reality, or how much time we're spending at our jobs, or how stressed we are, what kind of work we're doing, are we eating healthily, are we leaving enough time for that, are we taking care of ourselves, are we taking care of others? All of that can factor into the end result of the things that sit in this part of the chart. But typically, eclipses bring change that is not always initiated by us. Circumstances demand change. And the changes that are made, their effects can be felt for years. But this final 6-month period is it, folks. So between now, and this is going to be making its presence felt, between now and October the 11th, really pay attention to what that was active December 2016 to February 2017, July, August 2017 to January 2018 is becoming present again as something that needs to be dealt with in these areas. Solidified, sorted out, committed to, leaned into. Now, the eclipses in the second half of this year, we had one new moon partial solar eclipse in Leo. We also had one new moon partial solar eclipse 28 days before that, July the 12th, in Cancer. The first of the new set of eclipses that are going to happen in Cancer and Capricorn. So far, since December 2016, as I said, the eclipses have been happening Leo Aquarius. They're now moving to Cancer Capricorn. And this second half of the year has this handoff. The Cancer Capricorn eclipses will be active primarily in 2019 and early 2020, maybe even for all of 2020. But they're going to be happening for all intents and purposes. The Cancer eclipse, July the 12th, 2018. Yes, that's where we are, Abby. And making its presence felt by September the 12th. Coming up. Already feeling it. Where is it happening? It is happening in the part of the chart that has to do with romance and flirtation and sexuality. I'm not talking about marriage. I'm talking about the animating spark of connection between two people. What we would call dating, what we would call meeting people, casual, romancing people. It's before the commitment. Certainly anything casual, anything even more serious than that, but of a romantic nature, of an intensely connected nature, would fall in this part of the chart. Have you guys been feeling anything of this sort since July the 12th? Number 2, children. Are you thinking of having children? Are you working more with children? Are you more engaged with your children? You might find, if you have children or if you are contemplating conception, you might find that this becomes more involving and more of a theme in 2019 and 2020. Third, your creativity and the things that you love to do. The arts could fall into this area. Sports could fall into this area. Macrame, stamping. I don't know, the kind of stuff that you love to, board games, the kind of stuff that you love to do that you could just get lost in. Extracurricular activities, what we used to call extracurricular activities. So leaning into it, could it mean that you need to take yourself more seriously as a polo player, gymnast, painter, actor, singer, macrame artist, board game player? Is there something that could be turned into a profession? Is the universe going to ask you to do more of this stuff? Are you doing work that you love? All these areas, romance, children and your effectiveness with them, creativity, are happy outcomes of our creative spark. And they are linked directly to our self-confidence and our self-expression. So the eclipses of leaning into are now moving into a happy part of the chart. That's the good news I wanted to share. Is the outcome going to be always happy? No, that's not. No, it's not. I don't think we're born on planet Earth to be happy. Although sages would argue that that's an internal choice, but that's not what this video is about. But it is moving to a happy part of the chart, and a part of the chart that people typically love to be engaged with. But I'm going to pose this question in terms of engagement, and that has to do with what is your relationship to your sense of self-expression, self-confidence, when you are at your most natural, unaffected, effulgent. All these areas come to life. You attract people and the right type of people to be connected to because it's authentic and you're comfortable in your own skin and you're carrying no baggage around dating and wanting to attract people. And is this going to happen? Is it not? You're not repulsing anyone. You're not repelling people. You're not living in the space of neurosis. If you're doing creative work and you're trying to seek the spotlight, there's just a comfort around your self-expression and your self-confidence, so you can do it with ease and you can take this spotlight with natural ease. If it's children, there's no affectedness in terms of your interacting with them. They are a result of your creative spark and your creative desire. And the more embodied you are and more comfortable you are with yourself, the more you live in that space. I'm going to talk about this more when I do the video for the July 12th eclipse, and I'll do that later, and maybe I won't get to it, but I wanted to cover that here. I wanted to give you a sense of where things are going. Both these topics are active right now. So the August 11th eclipse, the last of the eclipses that deal with serious things like time, space, reality, your health, your body, your diet, your work, your pets, how you spend your time. Do you take care of yourself? How you take care of others? How do others take care of you? Engagement, dotting the I's, crossing the T's, getting things off your to-do list, managing your life. Eclipses are doing a handoff. It's not even a handoff because in the second half of this year, both of them are active. A new set of eclipses that will really become active in 2019, 2020 around children, creativity, romance, sexuality, and flirtation. All happening right now. There's also an eclipse of release that is going to be active again from September the 11th of this year till November the 15th. The eclipse actually happened on July the 27th, but planet Mars, which was retrograde, is going back into this part of the chart. So if there are things that needed to be released about, things like things that isolated you, hospitalizations and monasteries and intense spiritual work and spiritual vacations and connecting with God and connecting to its spirit and, God forbid, but prisons or, exile, foreign travel, long-distance travel, being out of your environment. If there's something there that needs to be released that goes hand in hand with leaning into your work and your diet and your healthcare, again, I'm going to spend more time on that. That's the July 27th eclipse. But all of this is working together. In addition, and this is a completely different transit, but I really feel compelled to say this for Pisces Ascendant folks. I would not be, this is, when I look at the chart for Pisces Ascendant folks, by and large, it makes me happier. It makes me happy. I just feel like generally the kind of change that is coming, this can't be universal. There are billions of you. But I just feel enlivened by it. And some of this has to do with the fact that between now and November the 8th, if since last October you've been thinking about who you are and how you've been doing and what your sense or feeling is as to who you are with regard to your life and your life goals and your vision for yourself, it doesn't just have to be professional. The career goals certainly fit into part of this, but an overall evaluation of your life, and you want to initiate some changes, and you want to get closer to what you think that plan is, that grand plan. Why are you here? What are you here to do? What are you here to be? Who are you here to be? In all aspects of your life. if you feel like you're not quite on track, this is the time to get clear on what that overall goal board is. What is that bullseye? And to intend to move towards it, and for those who are so inclined to pray and ask for that kind of support. It's a really helpful and interesting transit, Jupiter transiting the ninth house, where it happens once every 12 years, and it is your chance to do an overall view. I didn't even think I would be talking about this. An overall view of your life, and get clear on who you want to be. And for those of you who think you're clear about who you want to be on that path, don't be shy to refine it further. After November the 8th, you may have a chance over the year or 2 years to make important and auspicious changes from a career perspective that are related to this sense of vision. So if you know now where you want to go, if you start to figure that out, and if you've been figuring it out, and if you get clearer and clearer and clearer about that by November the 8th, then at least when the focus goes from, let me look at my entire life, to career, you know where that fits in with the bigger picture. Okay? Lovely talking to you. You're the last of my first set of Ascendant-specific videos. I'm going to upload this video in a second. It's a live stream. And after I upload it, I will enter my contact information. So if you're interested in a reading or for me to look at your chart, etc., that information, my email address will be included below once I'm done uploading everything in about an hour. And I wish you the very best. Exciting times ahead, I hope. But please take the next 5 to 6 months to solidify and sort out and lean into anything that the universe has been making clear that you need to lean into with regard to, as I said, your health, your diet, your self-care, your routine, your sleep, your pets, your work, your job, everything that keeps you busy. Okay, I'll be in touch soon. Thanks.